Welcome to the key to all of this with Tim and Dylan and executive producer Jovi. Uh, Exciting stuff today, Tim. We were
Yes.
talking about this for a while today.
Yeah.
Uh, Officially announced is the new George Lucas return to Star Wars and his new movie, The Final Hope, which is supposed to be Star Wars Episode 10.
I know. I thought they would cut it off at three trilogies, but it kind of makes sense. 10, 10, we're working a base 10, mathematics. Right. I know,
Yeah.
Jovi.
Yeah, and it's exciting because they've done the three trilogies, and it's kind of poetic having him come back to do a single movie rather than a new trilogy.
Yeah.
But
And it kind of like bookends.
yeah,
He started it, he's going to end it.
yeah, she's
I
very excited.
know.
And you were telling me that you read this somewhere else, but
Yeah.
Galactic Beacon, which is fairly accurate with their reports, they're on USA Today's entertainment section all the time. Um, I just want to read a little bit of a brief thing that they said here. In a stunning turn of events, reports have emerged suggesting that George Lucas, the mastermind behind the beloved Star Wars saga, is set to return to the franchise for Star Wars Episode X or 10, titled A Final Hope. Said to take place roughly 2 years after the tumultuous events depicted in The Rise of Skywalker. This return marks a significant development for fans worldwide. Speculation is rife that Lucas has a vision different from what transpired in the previous installment, particularly concerning the demise of the sinister Emperor Palpatine. Sources close to the Sources close to the production hint at a narrative shift, suggesting that Lucas had a direct vision for the iconic villain's fate, adding fuel to the fire, including reports indicate the potential return of actor Ahmed Best, stirring anticipation and curiosity among loyal fans. So we've heard a lot about, like all over for weeks, that Ahmed Best is gearing up to
Yeah.
possibly return
Well,
in some fashion.
I read something on Collider where Ahmed Best was kind of slated to take on like an Andy Circus like role where he'd be playing, a lot of kind of secondary characters. The way that Andy Circus not only played Gollum, he
Hmm.
played like a bunch of like did the voice of orcs. Like so, I think he's going to be doing droids. I think he's going to be doing, um, you know, different aliens. So it's kind of like an homage to him.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good way to honor him, bring him back, and have him do what he does. I mean, voice acting's his main thing. Um, I don't see him coming back as Kelleran Beck for this timeline if it's going to be 30 some years after the Mandalorian. So I mean, 50 years, I guess, pretty much since he saved Grogu. Um,
Mhm.
but Jessica Silverman, who's the head writer for GB, suggested this as the story. Rey Skywalker, Daisy Ridley, and Finn Boyega confront their shadows of the past as a mysterious resurgent threatens peace. Lieutenant Connix, Billy Lord, has cryptic clues that lead to an unexpected ally who's supposed to be Ahmed Best, unveiling a truth that could alter the galaxy's destiny. With Palpatine's demise still looming, they face a reckoning that could rewrite all of Star Wars history.
Yeah. What I thought was also really surprising was that Warwick Davis, notoriously off social media, but he kind of took to Twitter and then he shared the Collider article, and then he did a little like the kind of like bear face emoji, and then a
Mm-hmm.
question mark.
Yeah,
And
I
I just
would.
thought that, I mean, if you're gonna rile up the fan base,
Yeah,
I'll be singing "Jub Jub" till the sun goes down to try to
exactly.
get him back.
I'm
Um,
with you.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I didn't follow the social media stuff too much, but I would love for a return to Endor, an actual return to Endor, and
yeah,
not
I know.
the ocean that's underneath it.
Mhm.
Um, but that's and I didn't hear that he might return. I saw that Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Ian McDermott, uh, probably just as the voice of Palpatine, but who knows? Anthony Daniels, Billy Lord, as mentioned, and Ahmed Best are returning, but I didn't see anything about Oscar Isaac, Jonas
Oh,
Suotamo, or Mark Hamill. So I wonder if we're even going to be following. It's just interesting not seeing, Chewbacca or, Poe possibly returning.
I also think that it's really interesting that kind of like in the weeks leading up to this, I've seen like rumblings about kind of stock footage, not stock footage, but repurposed footage of Carrie Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
And Carrie Fisher's estate signing kind of this big kind of AI deal, similar to what's his name, James
Mark
Earl
Hamill.
Jones.
Oh, James Earl
James Earl
Jones. Yeah.
Jones has a deal where he's not going to voice Vader anymore, but they use kind of like they can use his voice to voice him without
Mm-hmm.
him. So I'm wondering if Leia is going to come back and because it was kind of teased at the end of 9 that okay, she can commune and she's one with the, she's a Force ghost now. So I
Yeah.
definitely think Force Ghost Leia gonna have some role.
Yeah, because I feel like there was a lot of issues with Carrie Fisher's likeness showing up in Rogue One because it was still not perfect. It wasn't completely lifelike. But now that they've done Mark Hamill's return young in Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, I could see there be a change in her in her estate, uh,
Yeah.
signing off for her to even return, as a Force ghost or whatever. And I don't know
Hmm.
how I feel about it, but I think whatever happens, as long as the estate approves it, you kind of have to be cool with
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. Yeah. You gotta honor what Billy Lord and the rest of the remaining Fisher clan
Yeah,
wants to do with her.
yeah, and it sounds like, I mean, nothing against Billy Lord, but if she has a more prominent role in this movie, then I would assume that's maybe part of the agreement on using Carrie's likeness moving forward.
Yeah, kind of a quid pro quo there.
Yeah, like, hey, get me in, get me
Get
in.
me in,
Um,
me on good.
yeah, and then so the last part of that article that I had read was Ahmed Best actually was they asked to interview him because he's been huge on social media since basically since uh, Jedi. What's the show that he hosts on Disney?
Oh, I can't remember.
It's essentially like Legends of the Hidden Temple, but Star Wars.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so he plays Kelleran Beck, but since he's returned as that, he's talked about Star Wars a lot, and he's the guy who saved Grogu. But so they were able to reach out to him, and he said, and it says when pressed for comment on the swirling rumors surrounding his potential involvement in the upcoming Star Wars installment, A Final Hope, Ahmed Best, known for his betrayal of Jar Jar Binks, offered a cryptic response that left fans speculating wildly. And I quote, maybe there was a different Phantom Menace all along. So,
Wow.
yeah, so I don't know if that is going to mean that he is returning as Jar Jar as a bad guy, or
Makes sense. I
if,
mean, he's been degraded as like a
yeah,
jester.
yeah.
I could
Oh,
see that fueling a dark, plot line with
mm-hmm,
him where he wants to seek revenge.
yeah. Was there, exactly. Executive producer Jovi. She's got so much to talk about. Was there any other information that you found? Any other tweets or anything like that?
Just a few kind of speculative. One about the different droids that are going to play heavily. There's
Okay.
an R4 mech droid listed. Um,
Mm.
there is another protocol droid, and then curiously, there's like a GOG droid that
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh,
And I thought
whoever
that
watched our last stream
I
knows
know it's
we love
almost
the
like
gunk.
I wish we can make this up, but it's just all. I think the GOG droid's going to be pretty heavily featured.
Do you think he's going to do a holdo maneuver? Because I would love for that.
Yeah. If
No.
his feet, if his feet can reach the ground, he's definitely gonna
Well,
pull it
it's
off.
interesting that you mentioned the the droids, yeah, because I didn't see anything about Anthony Daniels returning, and this would be like the first Star Wars movie besides
Yeah,
Solo. He didn't play C-3PO, but he was in that movie. But he'd be the first one that he's not in, so
yeah.
it'd be very interesting.
It'd be very surprising if he wasn't in it.
Was there anything else that you found?
I found one other thing, and it's this is just pure rumor
Yeah.
that we are actually going to be going back to Geonosis.
Ooh, what a
Yeah,
good place to go.
there's going to be a big set piece there, with some old battle droids, I think,
Well,
and
that's fun.
maybe I read something about Tamora potentially playing a fallen clone commander who has just been stuck there for years.
Oh wow, that'd be a
Yeah,
great story.
yeah.
Do you think that he's going to play the head of Jango Fett because it's probably still sitting there
I mean, I can imagine like a
50
little
years
spider
later?
bitey,
Yeah.
like it's like Sid's room in Toy Story.
Oh
It
yeah.
has the head with the
Mm-hmm.
mechanical
Like the
spider.
scissors
Yeah.
and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love a return to Geonosis. We talked about that in one of the last episodes too. Just how like pivotal that whole thing was. But I mean, getting George back onto Star Wars is a
Huge.
huge win for us.
Yeah.
Where are you trying to go? And I don't know if did you have anything else? Because I wanted to
No,
share the last
that's it.
big
Yeah.
piece of information with this, because at the end there was a quote from George Lucas. The quote was, "Jar Jar is the key to all of this, and April Fools."
Gotcha.
Yeah, so this movie is not happening. We just wanted to do a fun live stream where we made up something that could happen in Star Wars,
But I
and
think
it's
in,
April
in the
Fool's Day,
process, we
so
came up with some pretty fun ideas.
yeah, we should have it made. So,
Yeah.
Ahmed Best, if you're watching, George Lucas, if you're watching, uh, Billy
Warwick
Lord,
Davis.
Warwick Davis, yeah, if he's checking us out on Twitter. Um, yeah, I'm glad that we got to do April Fool's episode,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to just make up Star Wars shit, because I see Paintamenti, what is up, Peace Blaster, what's up, two of my favorite people who come to the channel and watch stuff know nothing about Star Wars, so they were probably just thinking like, oh wow, this is
This
very
is
good for Tim,
yeah.
Dylan, and Jovi. So
Well, Dylan, on behalf of both of us and Jovi, April the 1st be with you.
and also with you.
Aw, thanks.
I want to see if she's gonna say something. Say pizza. Say pizza.